Afternoon, y'all. This is Redneck Kayak Angler. Just got done finishing lawn work. Came in here, decided to make y'all a video. Throw on this nice shirt here. Just giving you all a guess of what we're going to be talking about today. So, we have Bass Reaper baits. A little bit about the company. We found them there in Niagara, Wisconsin. I really like their baits. I really just liked how their name and everything. So I contacted them, made an order, and ever since then I've used their baits and have not been disappointed. So pretty much what we're going to talk about today is I got 4 of their baits, 2 of each color, and we're going to talk about each of them. I've used each of these baits more often than most of the other ones. So I will go into how long they are, how many are per pack, what they're used for, what I like to use them for, some of the weird ways I use them, and some of the ways I catch fish on them. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the comments below. Welcome to the first YouTube video. So first we have the Bass Reaper Dead Stick, which is a stick worm. This is a 5-inch stick worm. There's 8 per pack. This one is in black and blue fleck. See if you can see that. Really good movement. I mean, I use it mainly for when I'm fishing shallow. I put it on a wacky rig. I throw it up. I skip it up underneath some docks there. Submerged brush, such as lay downs from the bank. I throw that in the limb areas where it's flowing underwater. So if I see with my Wily X glasses, I see a limb that's underwater, I'm going to toss that thing in there and in each little crevice until I catch me a fish. And if I don't, there's no fish in there. And I also have one here, in baby bass. What you got to say about that? So, like I said, I throw it under docks. You can throw it as wacky rig. You can throw it on Carolina rig. You can throw it on Texas rig. I've also decided to throw it as kind of a 3/8 ounce football jig trailer. As well as if you trim it down, you can throw it as a finesse bait or finesse jig trailer. So, I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can use the dead stick 5-inch stick worm. So that's just a few ways. Next we have the Slic stick. Everybody loves their shaky heads. So this worm is primarily my shaky head worm. I also have their 6-inch. They come in 8 per pack. This right here is the black and blue fleck. Kind of nice how it tapers down. But I mean, if you put that in on top of a shaky head, it's gonna go like this, and that tail's just gonna be up there going woo. So it's a really nice shaky head worm. I have that in black and blue, as well as watermelon red flake, my bad. I always say flake, watermelon red flake. Pretty snazzy looking. This is pretty much for our Georgia clear waters down here. So that's how we roll. Georgia is either stained or it's clear, so or it's any of the in-between, so you need all the baits that you can throw in the in-between. So as far as what you can throw it at, it resembles a leech. I don't know if anybody on here has ever thrown or looked at the bass baits that are used to catch big old bass, but leeches are one of the top. So when you throw that shaky head worm on there and you throw it out there, it looks like a leech popping along the bottom. So I use it for shaky head, of course. I also use it as a finesse jig when trim, because when you're using a finesse jig, you don't want too much movement behind for a trailer. So let's say you tie that on, you catch a few fish on shaky head, you chop that in half and throw the lower half on a finesse jig. You got that nice little finesse tail just moving like this as it's going through the water. Just looks really good. All right. Man, you guys are gonna love these. I don't know about you, but I love big things that catch big bass. What we have here is a 10-inch worm colored in 420. It's called the B.A.S.H worm. This thing is enormous and it catches huge bass. I know I used it down at Lake Eufaula. About a month ago, I used these down at Lake Eufaula on the Texas rig on drop-offs, and I got slammed down there. So that's 420. We also have, you probably noticed the color combinations I'm using. A lot of these colors are what work here in Georgia, Alabama, Florida, things of that nature. You go use these colors up north, you might not catch any bass. But we got black and blue flake for them mean old stained areas. But the bass worms are 10 inches. They come 5 per pack. They are a big bass Texas rig bait. I'm going to say again, big bass. So pretty much if you're tournament fishing and you're using these worms all day, you need to make sure that you got your 5 fish limit and use these for kickers. All right, so that's clear. And when I use these on shaky head presentation, yes, I use them on a shaky head presentation. Yes, the shaky head is equal to size of the worm. At this present moment, I do not have any. I used them all. But I do have some on order. They are 1/2 ounce screw lock shaky heads. These are the smaller version of that shaky head. Just think about that, about 2 times that size. So yes, and then you can also use them on Texas rig, any of your big bass presentations. All right, last but not least, this is actually one of my favorites. We got the Coffin Craw. This is in summer shad. This is what the packaging looks like. You got, these are 4 inches from the tip of the claw to the top. And they are a faster bait. And they do come 6 to a pack as well. Now this is your just plain old green pumpkin. Looks natural, works in pretty much any light stain to clear water natural presentations. But how that work is these move really fast, these claws. And how this is kind of lipped right there actually creates even more water displacement. So bass, sometimes they don't use their smell and their eyesight. They use a lateral line that goes down the side of their belly. Well, when this displaces water like it does, it hits that lateral line, and then the fish find the bait. But I mean, it looks amazingly realistic. It's a lifelike swimming action. I use the green pumpkin, like I said, in clear water. Sometimes some stained water conditions. I mainly use the Coffin Craw on football jigs, swim jigs, pretty much any jig trailer. I trim it down. Here's a unique way I use it. I can actually trim it down and use it as a Ned rig trailer. That's really pretty cool. I also use it as a Texas rig. You can put it on shaky head. I mean, if you use a craw, you actually know that using a craw is actually one of the most versatile baits out there. You can pretty much use it on every presentation you throw. And some you don't, because wacky rig it's kind of difficult. But you can use the Coffin Craw on drop shot as well. So there's another way. I do have a lot more of their Bass Reaper baits, but I'm going to let you wait until next time to see them. Alright, so you guys have a great day. I'm going to get back out there to the work before the old lady gets on to me. You guys have a great day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And like, share, and comment. Hit that notification bell on that the Redneck Kayak Angler. I love seeing people happy. Alright, you have a great one.